Okay guys, welcome back to the second video. In this video, we're gonna change things up quite a bit. We're gonna grab the same lights we used to enhance natural light and be able to shape that natural light and give it some direction. And now we're gonna create more like a, I would say, I wouldn't say high fashion, more like a fashion style editorial shoot, but using the same lights, okay? We're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna start out with the ambient light, the way it is, like this, with Renee sitting in the couch, just to kind of change things up. Then we're going to use a reflex S light as a fill and basically illuminate the whole scene to give it like a little bit of a pop and give her pants and shirt, which are black, a little bit of a lift, right? And the second and final shot will actually use the fact that the reflex S lights, you can get a separate Profoto mount to them, like I mentioned earlier on the first video. And we're gonna do that with a beauty dish. So we're gonna mount the reflex S lights on a Profoto beauty dish that will be gridded. And the second one, the second light that will be like the fill light, just to kind of lift light over the whole scene, we're actually just gonna diffuse that with a paper towel. And why am I doing paper towel? Because obviously you can get proper diffusers. But we're doing paper towels because the whole point is creating beautiful light simple. And everywhere you can find paper towels or something like that in order to just put it over the light and diffuse it. Of course, you cannot leave the strong LED light on when you have the paper towels because it could potentially get hot. But because we can use the burst, or because if it's quick, you can actually use paper towels or whatever to make that lift happen. So let's go ahead and start with Renee here, and we're gonna have her, because it's an editorial shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and do more like a loungy, laying on the couch and kind of, you know, and then we're gonna spice it up and create that fashion by creating some angles to it. So let's go ahead and lay the way we wear. They're just like this. We're gonna lift up your back a little bit, like that leg. This leg here that we're gonna lift, that leg is there to basically create sharp angles on the body. Without those angles, it becomes more of a commercial shoot. With the sharp angles like this, it becomes more of a fashion shoot. It gives it that fashion flavor. So that's good. And then we're going to grab your hair. We're going to just move it a little bit, come back. That's it. I'm just going to kind of do this. What I'm doing here with her hair is basically blocking part of that pink couch so it doesn't actually show too much. And then we're going to do this, and then we're going to put this hand so you can see it more like that. And that's amazing. And this is going to go blah, blah. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna start out with no lights. I'm just gonna get in here and shoot. We are tethering to the computer here so I can see what's going on. And I'm turning off all the lights. So we're gonna do no lights. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And it looks like totally not what you want, but that's the way it is. I'm actually gonna change the exposure for this on this next shot, just to show you what it looks like properly exposed. So right now I'm at ISO 400, aperture f1.8, shutter speed 200. I'm going to change my shutter speed to 1/80, just to kind of show you. You know what, let's go even, yeah, let's do 1/80. And I'll show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that looks better, except it still looks pretty flat, and there's no drama to this. There's no dimensionality whatsoever. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna lift the shadows with a fill light, and then we're gonna add the Profoto beauty dish using the reflex S light. So let's go ahead and bring in the light, the first one. And that one's off, right? Okay, just needs to turn that off. We're just gonna do this one. So guys, just like any kind of lights, the reflex S lights allow you to do group A, group B, group C, and you can just do whatever you want and control each light individually. So that's gonna be amazing. So we're gonna have this is gonna be group B, and the main light will be group A. This is gonna be the fill light. And we're gonna basically point that light towards her black shirt and the black pants to lift the shadows up a little bit. So let's go ahead and let me turn on this modeling light here. That's very nice. Actually, I don't need to do that. And let's begin. So let's go ahead and turn on the modeling light. There you go. And point that more towards her pants. That's it. And we are going to try to shoot this again. Let's try this. 1, 2, beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Okay, we have a nice lift of the pants there. I'm gonna try a little bit of a slower shutter speed. I'm gonna go to I'm actually going to change my aperture from 1.8 to 1.6 just to give it a little boost. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And yeah, that looks good. I'm going to actually turn up the power on that. So when I go to B on my remote, and I'm going to change the power of this to make it go higher. Is it going higher? That's good right there. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Let's take a look at that. That's better. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a digital burst because I want to see if I can get that digital burst mode in the reflex lights to see if I can get even more juice out of the lights in order to lift the shadows. She's wearing a black shirt, black pants, so we need a little bit of power here to get it to lift. So let's try this again with fill light on digital burst. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Let's take a look at that. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Okay. So we're going to stay in this exact pose that we did, except now we're going to add the second reflex S light. That's going to become our main light. It's going to be our punchy light. This is the light that's going to give us that drama and that contouring of the face. We're going to use the fact that these lights are so versatile because you can put a ProPhoto adapter on it, and then you can use any of your ProPhoto modifiers. So let's bring in a ProPhoto right here with LAN. And we are going to equip this Reflex S light with a beauty dish, and it has a grid on it, so you can see. And the reason why we're adding a grid is because I just want the light to hit her face and not to hit the wall. So we're going to control the beam of light, okay? Guys, we're doing this totally beautiful, full-on commercial with a little bit of a fashion flavor photo with just these two little lights and some paper towels to diffuse the light, okay? So we're just trying to, we're trying to just realize this is why I use these things, because they're just simple, okay? I can create what I need in any environment and keep it simple, okay? No need for all this stuff. Sometimes there's a time and a place for all the crazy stuff, but sometimes we just don't have the space or the energy to carry everything, so, this is perfect. So let's go ahead and start with the beauty dish. That's gonna be placed right over her nose, and more towards me, man, so it's like a little bit on her lips. And I'll kind of tell you what's happening in terms of the height, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the fill light and also the main light that's equipped with the ProPhoto beauty dish with the grid. So let's try this one more time. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Let's take a look at that. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Let's actually, yeah, I can see the shadowing in the cheekbones and stuff. That's starting to contour. Let's bring the beauty dish a little closer to her face just to give it even more pop. That's amazing right there. And yeah, that's good. Let me try that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Okay, now we have that shadowing that we want. So, and the hair light is getting lit perfectly. Let's grab the same angle that you have and just lower the light a little bit more towards her lips. Let's try that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Oh, that's it. That's the one. Okay. So that's it. We have gone. Let me just remind you. Let me turn off all these lights and let me take a natural light shot just to show you what we're dealing with. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. We're dealing with this light. Okay, so compare this light to this light, and it's night and day. So this is what I'm talking about, simplicity at its best. In this photo, I used 2 reflex lights, one with a ProPhoto beauty dish, the second light just modified with a paper towel. And that's it. And they were both on burst mode. Of course, we could have done it with LED mode, but that's blinding for any model, okay? So no model wants to have an LED light blinding her face the whole time. That's what makes this great. You can keep the modeling light just super basic and low and aim the light where you want, and then use the strobe, the digital burst part of these lights to actually put the full output on the person's face, and that will come at a blink of an eye. So that's a beautiful thing. In the next shot, in the next video, I'm actually gonna show you how these lights can shoot at 20 frames per second at full power, okay? So if you have a person that blinks or you're in movement or whatever you want to do, you won't miss a shot, and there's no other light in the market that can keep up with these guys. So let's move on to the next video.